What is up, everybody? Welcome to the greatest podcast in the world, maybe even universe, who knows. So today, episode 1, what we're going to be talking about today is going to be Screen Rants. Screen Rant is a website that is going to list for us the top 15 movies, greatest movies of all time. All right, we're going to get into this, and I'm going to list them off for you guys, and I'm going to give you my opinion where they stand, and we're going to go from there. We're going to kind of freeball this session, so here we go. All right, number 15 Screen Rant, IMDb, that's the International Movie Database, lists The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, as number 15. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like if you're going to make any Lord of the Rings number 15, it should have been The Fellowship. Because, I mean, come on. It's just nonsense. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers has some of the best scenes of all movie cinema of all time. I mean, how do you list that one first before The Fellowship? I mean, that doesn't make sense. But let's continue. As we go on, number 14, greatest movies of all time, according to IMDb, they have Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. Now, that is, I think that is, we're going to have to see what else is on this list, but that's got to be on the greatest movies of all time. You can't deny that. I mean, Empire Strikes Back was a historical moment in history, I would say. I mean, people lost their minds over that movie, and it stands up to this day as being one of the greatest movies of all time. So go ahead, good pick, 14. Next one we're gonna go to is 13 is Inception. Good old Leonardo. Yeah, and I don't know if I have this one on greatest movies of all time list, but it's certainly up there. I mean, Christopher Nolan, he's just a genius, and everything he does is unbelievable. And so Inception, I could definitely see that being on this list for sure. As we go on, number 12, and this next movie I'm going to list off is I think on any list that anyone ever has, I mean, you can't deny that this one is one of the greats. And that movie is number 12. Coming in 12 is Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump. Hello, Janae. Pass me some chocolates. Yeah, Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is, I mean, Tom Hanks, you have to admit, just crushes it. I mean, he definitely did not go full retard playing this one. But just the it was that movie was a historical piece. I mean, and just a extremely well written and original screenplay. I mean, kind of follows around the idiot who society looks down on, ultimately lives the greatest life of any human could live, just being himself, and so many lessons and values you can pull from that. So yes, number 12. As we go on, number 11. Okay, number 11. IMDb, greatest movies of all time, has Fight Club. Brad Pitt. Oh man, director David Fincher. Yeah, that one was good. You guys definitely should watch it. Fight Club, I'd have to say, is one of the the biggest twists of any movies that I have ever seen, and if you haven't seen it, you're missing out. It's very well done, very well acted, and great story. Okay, down to Big Ten. Big Ten. Here we go. All right, coming in number 10, Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Rings, and as I said before, that one, in my opinion, should have definitely switched for the Two Towers. Not saying that The Fellowship isn't great, because it is, and started off kind of the series, but Two Towers, come on, you gotta switch it. No way. Ending scene, Samwise Gamgee explaining to Frodo the reasons why they're fighting, and the reasons to go on even in the midst of total chaos and anarchy and evil. Does Fellowship even come close to that? I mean, you just can't. So but IMDb ranks as number 10, and we continue on. Okay, this one is a kind of a strange pick for number 9. I don't know. It's definitely not one that I would have seen on any list, but here we go. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Clint Eastwood, number 9. And as we go on to number 8, now here we go. Number 8. Another movie that would have made. Oh man, this one is up there for me. My personal list. Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino. Now, Quentin Tarantino is by far one of my favorite directors of all time, and this movie was the pinnacle, in my opinion. The pinnacle of all of the work that he's done. Pulp Fiction, I would have made it closer to top 5, maybe top 3 for me, but this one has it at 8. So, let's go on. Number 7, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Oh, man. Yeah, number 7, that's not... would have put Lord of the Rings closer to the top, but... yeah, Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, any list, that's 1 or 2 for me. Just the greatest, and man, I'd say the greatest movie, one of the greatest movies ever made. Top 3, easily. Return of the King. Nothing better. Okay. Getting closer to the bottom. Getting closer to number 1. Here we are at 6. Schindler's List. Very, very good movie. Very, very hard to watch. But very well done. Very emotional piece of cinema, for sure. Tackles a lot of tough subjects with the Holocaust and Hitler and everything. So that one has it at number 6. Very good movie. Definitely suggest. All right. Here we are. Last 5. Top 5. Greatest movies of all time. IMDb Screen Rant puts number 5 is Angry Men, 1957. Now, this one, I have never seen this movie. I guess it's gonna have to be one that I add to my watch list. I mean, if IMDb, this is number 5, it obviously must be good. So, number 5, 12 Angry Men. And here we go, number 4, The Dark Knight. Christopher Nolan, knocks it out of the park. This one too, I'd say, always, I would put this one up in my top 5 as well. They hit this right on the money. Number 4, absolutely. Heath Ledger, to this day, there has not been a better Joker performance, in my opinion. There can't be. They're nothing. I don't think anyone will ever match Heath Ledger's Joker. Because in Batman, what Christopher Nolan, I think, hit on the head so well with the Batman trilogy that he did, for one, Batman's moral compass, right on the money as I would think Batman would be, striving to be good. And as far as the Joker, what he did so well was the Joker in my head. What makes him just the perfect evil character is the fact that there is no plan. There's just he wants to watch the world burn, and that's it. That's the only thing that matters to him is chaos, and that in itself is just makes him the best Joker. I've seen this movie probably 100 times. It's still, to this day, is the best Batman, in my opinion. I mean, no argument. No holds bar. All right. Anyway, as we go on, here we go. Top 3. Last 3. IMDb 15 greatest movies of all time. List. Number 3, The Godfather Part 2. That is, I would agree with that. Absolutely. The Godfather. The Godfather 2, Francis Ford Coppola, Marlon Brando. If you haven't seen it, you need to go rent it tonight and watch it. One of the greatest movies ever made of all time. Number 2, surprising, The Godfather Part 1. Number 1, Godfather. Number 2, definitely would agree. And here we are, the moment we've all been waiting for. The number 1 greatest movie of all time, according to IMDb list. Dun 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 dun. That's my drum roll. Here we go. The Shawshank Redemption, coming in number 1, 1994. Oh man, based on the Stephen King film, is told over several years of a man who was wrongly convicted of murdering his wife, Morgan Freeman. Outstanding performance. Just this one, I definitely, if not number 1, is top 3 also for me. Shawshank Redemption, if not the greatest, one of the greatest movies ever made of all time. Just outstanding performance across, and outstanding writing, everything. This is a pinnacle of great movies, and if you haven't seen it, go rent it tonight and watch it. Let me know how you like it, and please like and subscribe this podcast. This is my first one. As you can tell, I couldn't figure out what I was going to say a lot of the time, so I said a lot of ums in there. Please come back to the podcast. I will get better, I promise. And for everyone who listened, have a great night, and go rent a good movie. It's worth it. Movies are one of the greatest art forms, being a part of the human condition. So, everyone have a good night, and I will return shortly. So, goodbye. One more time, goodbye.